What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler. We are back for another video in our Pirates of the Caribbean community series, a community series that airs on our channel every other Friday. And in this video, we wanted to talk about Johnny Depp. We want to talk about why Disney needs to hire Johnny Depp back for Pirates of the Caribbean 6. So there's a lot to talk about in this video. There's a lot to go through. We recently got the kind of Amber Heard court case with Johnny Depp, and we found out pretty much what we had been thinking about Johnny Depp all this time with the whole beating of Amber Heard was in reverse. And so, there's a lot to talk about. There's James Gunn getting rehired by Disney. I'm going to be, directing, writing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There's a lot going on, and it all kind of points to the question of, why would Disney not rehire Johnny Depp? And we can talk about if it's a good idea even to make a Pirates of the Caribbean 6 with him still. None of this diminishes the fact of the stuff that we've talked about in past videos, but there's just been a lot that has happened, kind of clearing a large amount of Johnny Depp's name over the last several weeks, and Tyler and I want to talk about it. So Tyler, we got, like I said, pretty much, Johnny Depp was not the one doing this to Amber Heard. She was doing it to him. She was doing a lot of pretty bad things to him. This is now proven. And so, one of the main things we had talked about, the reason why he could have gotten fired, and we found out in the court case as well that he basically did lose his job as Jack Sparrow because, or at least they claimed the reasoning he lost his job was because of this whole thing. Now we know that that's not true. So do you think Disney should pull a 180 and rehire him like they did James Gunn?
Well, to clarify what Alex just said, we know that Johnny Depp's lawyers stated that the reason that he's no longer attached, basically the reason he was fired from Disney to play as Jack Sparrow, the reason he's no longer attached to Pirates of the Caribbean, is due to all these accusations that his ex-wife Amber Heard made. So we do now know he is fired from Disney. What we learned, however, though, just like Alex said, is she was actually the one, because if you don't know, it was said that he was beating up his ex-wife, Amber Heard, but it turns out that she was actually beating him up, and he submitted 87 videos, and this is important what I'm about to say. He submitted 87 videos of Amber Heard attacking him. So that's a pretty big deal. That's pretty horrific. And I honestly feel really bad for the guy. I really do. But here's why it's important, and this is why I really, truly believe Disney absolutely must rehire Johnny Depp. And the very simple reason is Disney, again, if you don't know, Disney a couple months ago, they fired James Gunn. He was the writer and director of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy for writing very weird, grotesque, in my opinion, extremely inappropriate, never should be said tweets. And I can't even say what they were about because the video would be flagged and taken down, so it's not even worth it. But it wasn't good. And there was 10,000 of these tweets, and he admitted that they were, it was his account. He did say it. He said it was in poor taste. Whatever. I truly don't believe the guy, but that's just me. But anyways, just around the same time as us learning about that it was Amber Heard beating up Johnny Depp, Disney also happened to rehire James Gunn to be the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So here's the difference. There's not 87 videos of James Gunn not writing those tweets, right? James Gunn, it's still the same thing. That was 10 years ago. It was in poor taste. I shouldn't have said it, but he did. So there's really no reason why, and we never got a reason why, Disney rehired James Gunn in the first place. It just seems like that they kind of wanted to save their Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. That's my opinion on it, because it seemed like it was delayed indefinitely, and there was actors that didn't want to do it if James Gunn wasn't attached. So I think they caved, and they just simply rehired him and ignored. Basically, they kind of just willingly forgot about what they fired him for in the first place. So now when you look at Johnny Depp, why did they fire him? Again, it's because Amber Heard accusations, he beat up his wife, and yada, yada, yada. So they fired Johnny Depp because he beat up his wife. Now they learned around exactly, like I said, around the exact same time as them rehiring James Gunn. Because we all learned that no, his wife beat up Johnny Depp, not the other way around. There's 87 videos to prove that she beat him up and he did not beat her up. So when you look at that, And the fact that he has not been rehired, he's not been re-signed, you'd think that, I mean, come on, it's Johnny Depp. He's a much bigger name than James Gunn. So that would be in the news if he was rehired or re-signed by Disney for Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not in the news yet. So he hasn't been. So they obviously don't seem like they're in any hurry to be getting Johnny Depp back. I don't understand why. Especially now that we learned that the whole reason why they fired him is void because he's been vindicated. So, which means that turns out that it wasn't true. So the reason why they did it has no merit anymore. So really, it really makes no sense to me why he would not be attached to Pirates of the Caribbean at this point in time. So that's why I'm saying they really, to make it right and to follow what they've clearly established, right, by rehiring James Gunn. If they're going to rehire James Gunn, where nothing's changed in his situation, then you got to change. Then you got to rehire Johnny Depp, where his situation has completely changed, and the whole reason why he was fired turns out to be untrue. So it's kind of it's pretty crazy. It's really I don't understand. Now I do want to say, because you're probably wondering, well, you know, we've watched you guys before, and he said that, you know, Johnny Depp shouldn't really be part of the next Pirates of the Caribbean movies. If they make more Pirates of the Caribbean movies, there should be a reboot. I will say this. Do I think that they should do a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot? A full reboot? Yeah, I honestly do. I think it's better for the franchise myself, mainly because we need to get new audience. And I just feel like the current franchise just isn't going to cut it. It just isn't. But if we were to get, which, again, I think there's no reason why we shouldn't, if we were to re-get Johnny Depp to play Jack Sparrow, I think that they should do one final Pirates of the Caribbean movie with Jack Sparrow and just give Jack Sparrow a good conclusion. And then after that, we could just do a soft reboot. We could either keep Henry and Karina and make movies with them, or all new characters, all in that same universe, shared universe, so you could still talk about Davy Jones and all that kind of stuff. That would be what should be done. It really should. And there's no reason for it not to be done. But right now it's looking like they don't care. So, I don't know. If I was you, because this is our way of voicing our opinions, if I was you, you should, you know, if you have a Twitter or whatever, I think you should voice your opinions. You should do like hashtag or at Disney, at Pirates of the Caribbean. You should do that kind of stuff to show them, like, you know what? You're not okay with Johnny Depp being vindicated from what he was fired for, so that and you feel that he should be rehired to at least do one more Pirates of the Caribbean movie as Jack Sparrow. I don't see a problem with that. I really don't, because what's happening now with Johnny Depp in this situation, from what we've learned, really it's not, in my opinion, this isn't justice. It's simply not right. It isn't right at all. So it's really up to fans to kind of voice their opinions, and we might actually see something positive come out of it, or they'll tell us to shut up. One of the two.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think in terms of like fairness, that's not fair that James Gunn, and like you said, you know, and I didn't even realize it when he got rehired. Again, we didn't really hear a reason why. We just saw in the news all over Twitter, all these articles. Disney has officially rehired James Gunn. It's like, okay. So they just kind of put the past behind him. I totally agree with Tyler. I think that it was kind of a forced thing where I think they had every right to actually get rid of him, and then all of the cast of Guardians basically rebelled on Disney and said, if you don't get him back, I don't know why. That kind of makes me a little uneasy about all of them. But we had a lot of them say that, like Drax, his actor and all that stuff, say that they're done if they don't use his script, if they don't do this. And then it was said that they weren't going to use his script, but then they were going to use his script. And then like a week later, they rehire the guy. So there was a lot that happened there, but the main point is we didn't really get a reason, and I think his situation is a lot worse than Johnny Depp's in that, like Tyler said, like, I mean, we got official court hearing, like official evidence that the main reason that they fired Johnny Depp, or the main reason that they kind of pushed him out of Pirates of the Caribbean, and you could argue that this has probably happened for years as well, the main reason he's been pushed out is because of this Amber Heard thing, and now that that's proven to be false and that it was actually the other way around, I see, I don't think there's any reason why they couldn't rehire him. The question is if he would want to be associated with them, if he would want to get hired back. Now, that doesn't mean, like Tyler said, doesn't mean we're backtracking on things we've said in the past, doesn't mean it's necessarily a good idea to bring him back. There's a lot of questions still with, his age, with would Pirates 6 work. Maybe Disney also feels that just Johnny Depp as a person, as an actor, has lost the touch of the viewers, and that he wouldn't be able to bring in people to actually see a Pirates 6. And so there's other reasons why, yes, maybe his name is clear, and yes, maybe they're on better terms, and they would like to bring him back, but then maybe there's other things. Maybe they still feel that the movie franchise would be better to just reboot it, completely, redo things because things just aren't going the right way. There could be that too, but in terms of what he actually did, yes, I think he's, he still does drugs, and he's still a weird, interesting guy for sure. There's still red flags about him in general, like 100%, and maybe those are things that Disney keeps track of as well. But in terms of the main reason, in terms of what we know from the court filing, that their reasoning, Johnny Depp's reasoning for why he was fired from Disney, from Pirates of the Caribbean, was because of this. And if that's official, that if that's the actual reason, then, then there's no reason why he should be fired, because it was obviously proven to not be true. So again, if they did this for James Gunn, I don't see why they shouldn't redo their decision for Johnny Depp. It's just interesting because James Gunn obviously connected to arguably a bigger franchise than Pirates of the Caribbean. Guardians of the Galaxy makes a lot of money, kind of similar to Pirates, but part of the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they were kind of, I think, put under the pressure to rehire him. I don't know if there's pressure to rehire Johnny Depp. So it's interesting, but there's, in a way, it's kind of cool because it's kind of refreshing. There's hope now that there could be something done for a Pirates 6 for bringing Johnny Depp back. So we'll just have to see how it actually goes over the next several months. This isn't something that will just happen in a couple of days. We'll have to see how this goes for months and years. So let us know in the comments below, guys. What do you think about what's happened? Do you think Disney should rehire Johnny Depp? Do you think they should go forward with a Pirates 6 with Jack Sparrow? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon, because again, we do these videos every other week. This Pirates of the Caribbean community series airs on our channel every other Friday. We thank you guys, as always, so much for watching these videos, and we will see you in 2 weeks.